What's up, everybody? My name's Tyler. You're watching Mom's Basement MMA, and joining me on the program today, a very special guest, friend of the show, and Cage Titans featherweight champion Don Shainis is on the program today. Don, always a pleasure, my man, and I can't wait for this fight on January 25th.
Dude, I am so fucking excited. First to be talking with you, it's been a minute, and to come back home and fight again is fucking good time in my life right now.
Absolutely. Talk to me about 2024. You were a busy man and a lot of fights under your belt. You had two back-to-back wins to close out your year. What are your general thoughts about how 2024 played out for you?
Look, I had so much going on in my life, moving cross country very early, end of 2023 to Vegas, and then like trying to figure out a camp, and then figuring out a camp, and then taking a fight, and breaking my face, and having to take some time off, and dealing with that, and then like looking for work and fucking trying to hustle, and nothing was like going right in my life. And then like I really had to hone in and focus and dial it in to have a couple fucking solid fights come the end of the year, and I want to take that momentum and roll it right into this year.
Completely understand. I did want to ask you about Cage Titans 68 versus Tom Santos. This is a
Yeah.
fight, Don, that you absolutely dominated. I think of you, I think of wrestling and grappling right away. And this seemed to be a fight where you were able to get this fight down to the canvas almost instantaneously. You 10-8'd the guy in the first round. I was surprised he even got out of the first round. Were you?
Yeah, I was actually like upset with the ref after the fight. Like, I told him, like, bro, he had nothing. Why didn't you stop that? You robbed me in my statistics. I was like joking with him, but like he just let him take a beating, and for whatever reason, like I was landing a lot, but it was one of those things where he was still cognitive. He was still there. It like he wasn't trying to quit. So I think that I was able to finally break him mentally in the second round. But like I knew I could have subbed him in the first, but fucking knockouts are cooler than submissions, and I was trying to knock him the fuck out.
Walk me through the second round because it seemed to me like to your point, it seemed like his spirit basically kind of broke. It seemed like he started to accept the fact that you're too strong. He's not going to be able to sweep you. He's not going to get to his feet. And he seemed to just kind of accept the fact that, he was going to be on bottom for the rest of the fight. Can you tell me, like, you eventually figure out the rear naked choke to end it? When did you see that opening, and when did you just kind of know that this is my opportunity to get him out of here?
Oh, I knew I could have taken the choke in the first round, but I promised one of my friends I was gonna knock him out, and I'm a liar. So I ended up taking the easy road out and taking his neck. Obviously, no one else knows that, but you and me right now. But it was one of those things too, where it's like his demeanor and like his energy was completely off. So like before the fight, everything was cool. Wayne's cool, and then it's like everyone has their antics and what they do in there, and I was dialed in. But like I almost broke character for a second because across the cage when they were announcing him, he looked at me and he went like this, right?
Uh-oh.
And I'm just like, okay, buddy, like, what are you gonna decapitate me? Where's your fucking sword? And like I just thought that was like a joke, but he was so fucking serious about it. And then I was like, I'm gonna embarrass you. And I did exactly what I do to people, and they crumble.
Well, congratulations on a impressive victory. And here we are, Cage Titans 69. That's right around the corner. And for you, not really a lot of time in between fights. Was getting the fight at Cage Titans 69, was that always part of your plan, or did it just work out this way?
There was talks about me fighting Tom before the fight. So I was hit up by the promoter beforehand. They were like, "Hey, Tom Pags asked for you when you win this, or if you win it, right? If, when, whatever." Um, and I'm like, "Yeah, he can have it," because I had plans on calling out two other people, and then a week or two prior, the promoter was like, "Hey, look, man, you win this." I told him I wanted to be the main event of Cage Shine 69 because 69 is fucking hilarious and I belong on the top of it. Um, dude, everything about 69 is so on brand with me, right? And I belong on fucking top of the card. That being said, it's one of those things where it's like I knew in my soul that I was gonna run through Tom, and and I knew I wanted to have something lined up and ready. So if things didn't work out the way they did, I wasn't going to do that. But things worked out exactly the way I wanted, hoped, and thought they would. And yeah, we had this essentially lined up, and I confirmed it. But my initial thoughts wasn't even Tom wasn't even on my radar till they asked for it. I had two other guys I was going to call out.
Over the past year or so, you relocated from the East Coast, and now you're in Las Vegas full time, and you're at Syndicate MMA. Can you tell me, like, over the past year, now you're settled in and you're at a gym, you have your routine. What has that been? What has that done for you as a mixed martial artist over the past year or so, training with those guys?
It's just different, today alone. I got a round in with Aljo. I got a round in with Rob. I got a round in with Vince Morales. I got a round in with Cody Steele. 9:30 a.m. I had a private with John Wood. 10 o'clock I was in the Shapiro Bros jiu-jitsu class. 11:30 I was in pro class till 1, so like that's every day for me. Those are the people that I'm training with day in, day out, and there was a ton of other studs on the mats that I didn't even mention, a week or two ago, I got 5-5s in with Brandon Jenkins, who, if you know him, he's a karate combat fucking game bred UFC fucking PFL vet. He's a fucking OG in the game. I might be a little bit older than him, but he's got 80 fucking fights across 6 different sports, and he's just like this such unconventional fucking style. It's so bizarre, but it's so fluent and it works. And I got rounds in with 5-5s with him. He's a fucking dog. And yeah, man, like I'm training with some fucking very high level guys. Yeah, I'm training with the best in the world. It's plain and simple. The best in the world.
Yeah, Syndicate MMA, it has that reputation, like fighters from all over the world, not necessarily local people to Las Vegas, but fighters from all over the world stop through that gym very often. Is there like a prospect or a young guy, whether they're on regionals or Bellator or whatever, that has shown up at your gym and you're like, man, this guy could be like a huge star one day?
Yes. Let's see. Jackson Glass, kid 17. Have you heard of him?
I don't know who that is.
You're gonna.
All right, so that's a name to keep tabs on then.
Bro. Kid's fucking prof. Kid's 17. He can't get fucking fights.
Oh my gosh. So what is he like? Is he a pro or is he
No,
amateur? Nothing yet?
Dude, the kid's 17. I think he just turned 17.
Oh, because Rosas, he was fighting, like, with mommy and daddy saying so.
Yeah, I don't know what the circumstances with Rosas. He's a fucking stud too.
Yeah.
Trying to see here. But that kid's a motherfucker. We got a ton of guys on the Emmy team. We got a ton of up and coming pros. But like, if you're looking for someone that's like so young and so fucking good, and he's gonna be a world champion, that fucking kid. Holy, if he so chooses, like, dude, a lot of things in life can happen, dude. Someone could die, or you could fucking discover pussy, or do drugs, or drink. Like, a lot of things can happen in life to fucking stray you away from this. But if you could avoid all that shit, I think, dude, he trains with the Tackett's and Cody Steele. Like, that kid is fucking holy shit, dude. It makes me consider being my age. I'm like, what the fuck?
All right. Well, maybe one day we'll get him on the show. Don, here we go though. Cage Titan 69. You're starting off 2025 on a banger. I mean, you'll be defending your title, Tom Pagliarulo. I know Tom Pags. I've seen him fight a few times. Tell me about him. Like, is this a guy that you were kind of like expecting this fight at some point or another? Like, I know, you're a New England dude at the end of the day. This is a guy that you've known about. Like, were you just kind of like expecting this as going to be like one of those inevitable fights that you knew you were going to fight this dude at some point?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. He trains with the New England Cartel, and I've helped and trained with the New England Cartel here and there. I'm good friends with a couple guys on their team, and like I remember messaging my buddy. I'm like, sorry, I'm fighting all your friends. He's in the UFC, but it's one of those things where they asked for it, and I was kind of shocked. I'm like, all right, we're gonna do this. Like, you want it? Fuck yeah. And I think he's looking for a step up in competition. And he fucked up asking for me.
What do you I mean, he's a 7-2 guy, and you know, I do the old Tapology scrub on this guy, and I notice a few things about him. You know, I know that he fought Nate Garib, and I know that he fought Bugs, and then Cody Jenkins, but then there are some other guys I'm not really quite familiar with. Like, what's just your overall opinion of this guy?
I think every time he tries to take a step up, he falls a step behind.
Hmm.
I think that he's very good at the fundamentals and he's got a good team around him. And I think his self belief is fantastic. That being said, I think every time he does face adversity and someone that's going to fight back, he struggles.
And obviously, like with you, I immediately think of like grappling. I think of wrestling. I think about a guy that as soon as you get them down to the ground, like you're very, very strong. You're very, very difficult to sweep. You're very difficult to like reverse position on. And is that kind of more or less like what you see happening in this fight? Like your ability to get this fight down to the ground and keep him there?
I don't know, man. He keeps telling me he's a wrestler. And that's like he keeps talking on podcasts like, "Oh, bro, I wrestle. You're gonna be surprised." I'm like, "All right, surprise me, motherfucker." I don't know what's gonna happen. I feel like all my fights are just like fucking chaos. I feel like I'm very good at fucking just creating chaos, and people aren't able to keep up with the pace of my chaos. And they will be for a while or a round or two, but we got scheduled for 5, and it's gonna suck. Dude, fighting me sucks. You want to know why I know it sucks? Because I think it fucking sucks. And if I think it sucks for you too, bud.
I was gonna ask you about that because this is a title fight. Title fights, 5 rounds, 25 minutes. Your guy, I've seen you fight for lengthy amounts of time. Your cardio is not a concern for me. Do you think his cardio is gonna hold up? Like, do you think you'll be able to drown him?
I think his cardio is going to hold up. It's
Hmm.
less about drowning and more about breaking a will.
Okay.
So it's people get drowned due to cardio or lack of. I'm here to break your will and make you quit. So do I think he's going to be in top shape, ready for 5 minute rounds? Absolutely. But my goal isn't to fucking drown you. I'm here to
Mhm.
make you fucking quit. Make you say uncle, fucking give you a noogie and a swirly, slap you on the ass and say good game.
Well, we get the job one here, and that puts you at 15 professional victories starting off 2025. Oh, I'm sorry, 16. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That would put you at your 16th professional victory starting off 2025 on a high note. What are some of the things that you want to accomplish this year? And is there like a guy or two that we might expect you to call out if things go your way here on Fight Night?
I'll tell you my call outs after the fight. I want to keep it a little spicy for when I do win. Um, what I'm expecting for this year is I have so many like life goals that I want to accomplish. Like, dude, getting out of debt is a fucking life goal. That's a fucking constant struggle. And I've been struggling financially since the fucking pandemic. That shit bent me the fuck over, but I'm not a quitter. And, this fight's going to put me on the right track to fucking be financially free and, at least be able to fucking pay my bills without fucking sinking deeper in a hole. I'm finally starting to claw my way out of this fucking hole that I don't want to blame the pandemic, but like life put me in. And, and that's one of my goals. I want to be the most active fighter this year. And that might mean 6 fucking fights for cage signs. That might mean short notice fights for the UFC. We're going to get me back to the big leagues. So without, you know, speaking things into existence here, like those are what's on my mind.
Absolutely. Well, Don, I wish you the best of skill here in a few weeks when you do go out there and perform. I know that you have a lot of people that work with you behind the scenes. I know that you have some sponsors that are going to be helping you out for this fight. So, who do we need to shout out before I let you go?
Yeah, one of my I'm drinking their water right now, Gelato. They're my biggest sponsor for this upcoming fight. They're unbelievable. They're a water company out here in Vegas. Um Panda Movement, my movement coach, fucking Syndicate, that's the gym I train at. Andrada, I train a little bit over there on the weekends. They also sponsor me. Um you know, I got a couple longtime sponsors, like my tattoo artist on Instagram. She goes by the name of Miss Fox. She's unbelievable. She re-upped this year. Joe Grimaldi, he's been a longtime sponsor of mine. Billy Adams, you know, Davencorp. We got a Grim Reaper coffee. I'm rocking their hoodie right now. You can't really tell because it's black, but you know, I'm super Marb's Masonry. We got a ton of fun sponsors and people in my corner, and I'm beyond stoked to fucking be able to represent them and get as many eyes as I fucking can on not just them but myself.
Don, I appreciate your time as always. I wish you the best of skill. Look forward to having you back on the program real soon, sir.
Dude, anytime you want, you know I got you.